What I want to talk about today is forks. What are forks? What is a fork? Why do people want to fork a chain, a project, a community? Why are people enthusiastic about doing so? What leads to people deciding to fork? Is it a last call? Is it sort of a drastic measure? Is it an emergency? Is it for hobby purposes? There are many cryptocurrencies out there. Many. Over 1,000, 2,000 cryptocurrencies live, whether it's on the Ethereum blockchain or in their own chain. And a lot of them go through decision making, arguments, confusion, technical faults, growth, evolution. One project might evolve into something new. Therefore, it requires to hard fork and leave behind this legacy system and continue with this new improved protocol. There could be arguments in a project where some core members of the group decide that, hey, I don't like the boss, I don't like the developers, I don't like the code changes that have been made, I don't like the vision that we're going into. I'm going to create my own group and I will fork this project. I will divert away from these changes that have been made, either immediate or backtrack a few months ago. Some community members that are outside of the core project also decide sometimes that, I don't agree with the project's ideas and roadmap or the changes that are being made. I don't like the community, I don't like where we're going. I'm going to take this into my own hands and I'm going to fork this project. I'm going to split. Maybe they have a developer in hand, maybe they are a developer themselves, or technically savvy enough to do this. And they will split the chain and continue on their own or with their team. And so, you have a different variety of forks. Sometimes it's just a simple upgrade. Sometimes a miner can collude with the chain and create an invalid block or split the chain by accident. There's many reasons. But today I'm going to talk about intentional forks that are motivated by disagreement with the community or the core team. So, why is Kin protected and sort of immune to forks? There's been some talks about in the community, some talks about forking Kin. It could be a joke, it could be serious. Regardless, it was really just one article written by somebody. Fair play. Everyone can say what they like, and everyone can say what they think about the project. So the idea was that you'd fork Kin and take it in your direction, take it in a different direction. Maybe raise some funds and change the roadmap. Just the person was not agreeing with the core team, basically. Why is that not just not a good idea? Also, why is it a waste of time? We have a community, over 11,000 people on Reddit, a few thousand on Telegram, and Twitter, etc. The project, in my opinion, is not just the code or the technicalities behind it, but it's also the community, people. Yes, some of us are upset we're not exchanges, some of us are upset that it's taken so long. Okay, fine. I mean, it took Ethereum approximately 2 years to reach some incredible valuation for their Ether currency. And we've been here for nearly a year. It's okay, If you want to fork a product, you don't just expect to fork a chain, but you need to take the community with you. And with Kin specifically, this is unlikely to happen. I mean, we are a tight community. We like to help each other, stick together, we've grown together. All of us talk to each other, know each other. If you start a fork for a hobby, that's fine. Absolutely, nobody's stopping you. Kin is publicly accessible and readable, writable if you like, on the Ethereum blockchain. All you have to do is, well, actually, I'm not going to say anything about that, but irrelevant. It's not difficult, but you can't fork the technical team. You cannot fork Ted Livingston. You cannot fork the engineering team. You cannot fork the community managers, the admins. You cannot fork 11,000 people. You can fork the Ethereum addresses, fine, okay, then what? The Kin project is immune from forks, not technically immune, but as a community, as an ecosystem, it is beyond the stage where somebody can just come and fork it, and you can't fork and continue Kin. You can't take the engineering team with you. Everything's you can't take the partners with you. You cannot take the advisors, the apps that are currently being released, the core advisors, the investments, all of that. All of these things matter. I mean, the post said that was mentioned today about removing 9 trillion of the total supply. The argument was that 10 trillion was too much, so let's reduce it to 1 trillion and get rid of the Pantera Capital or all the other guys that are dumping. That's not how it works. You can't just do that. In code you can, but as an ecosystem, maybe Pantera Capital have other reasons. Maybe they're not playing in this. Maybe they're not playing with their money. Maybe they owe other people money. They have a portfolio that they're managing, but maybe it's not their money, and they have to sell regardless whether it's a loss to pay back something, pay back somebody, contract ends, whatever. I don't know the details, but this is just my guess. Pantera, like everybody else, wants this project to succeed. Everybody wants this project to succeed, and writing articles about forking, for fun, fine, yeah, why not? You should write something and create a discussion and get people thinking. But if anybody is serious enough to attempt this, I think it's a waste of time. Instead of forking Kin, why don't you build an application that integrates with Kin and builds with the ecosystem to help it grow? If you hold Kin yourself and you're sad or desperate or you don't know what to do and you want to help out, don't fork Kin. If you're skilled enough to be able to do this, there's no need. Your loss, your wasted time, your wasted money. Build an application. Build something that integrates. Maybe if you're not part of the developer program that's going on now, that's fine. Build an application. You will be considered regardless. I mean, there's funding allocated for certain apps that are being built right now. But if you have a great idea, create it, create a draft, submit it. They'll look into it. If they like it, they'll add you. They're not going to say no. People will like it in the community, they'll support you. So it's all about growth. And I hope this discussion about forking is not serious. And if you're interested in growing the ecosystem, just start building.